I'm here to speak about a couple of the speakers we had in class. I'm going to interview a couple students on their opinions of the way things went. I have them here with Rachel. She's going to speak a little bit about Cheryl Swanson. To start, why don't you tell me a little bit about the Convocation Center?
The Convocation Center is a new state-of-the-art facility. It was built in 1998 as a campus upgrade initiative. It's ideal for concerts, commencements, family entertainment, conferences, banquets, trade shows, and obviously EMU athletic events.
What did the class learn from Cheryl Swanson's presentation?
We learned how they put events on at the Convocation Center. We learned how they set up things like the stage for a concert or tables for a banquet and things like that. And in turn to that, we also learned how they take down everything and then build the floor up again for the basketball games.
Sounds like a lot of work. How did Mrs. Swanson's presentation motivate students?
A lot of students said that they were motivated by Cheryl's presentation. One student even said that they were thinking about a career field just like Cheryl's. I think students really realized how much work that she put into her job, and also I think that they were motivated by her dedication to her profession in general.
Sounds like an excellent asset for Eastern Michigan. Next, we're going to talk about Dr. Fullerton. I'm going to ask some questions to Nadia and James. Nadia, let's start with Dr. Fullerton's role at Eastern Michigan in relation to Dr. Dodge.
Dr. Fullerton was Dr. Dodge's student first, and then he ended up working with him.
Took 3 courses, graduate courses from Bob. He was on my oral comprehensive committee as well. And then he left and became department head at Northern Illinois, and he managed to get me into academia quite quickly by getting me a job teaching. I went to work at Kansas State, well, it's actually Pittsburgh State University. It was then a small college in Pittsburgh, Kansas, with the understanding I'd go teach for 2 years at Northern Illinois as well. So he and I were together at Memphis State, and then we were together at Northern Illinois for 2 years. And then he went on to Youngstown to become dean, and I went to Michigan State for my PhD, came here to work, and the job as department head became available in, I think, 1991. And I called Bob and said, Bob, would you like to be my boss again? And as fate would have it, he came in and he was my boss again. And as fate would have it, I guess I could say I was sort of his boss for the last year of his academic life as well.
Dr. Fullerton admired Dr. Dodge as a mentor, and they even wrote a book together.
Things that he and I have written together, 3 books, as well as a number of articles.
As far as Dr. Fullerton's career here at EMU is concerned, he started off as teaching here. He was a professor, and then ended up becoming the interim department head of marketing. As far as this class is concerned, Dr. Fullerton's efforts and everything established this class here at EMU, and that's how this class started.
James, in your opinion as a marketing student, what makes Dr. Fullerton such an effective teacher?
Well, he has a vast amount of knowledge in the field of sports marketing and marketing in general. He has the ability to keep students' attention. I think this is due in part to his excellent communication skills, his fun, easygoing personality, along with his passion to teach. Dr. Fullerton's lectures are always interesting, fun, and filled with new, up-to-date information. Generally speaking, I think Dr. Fullerton is very well respected and liked by the student body.
Thanks, guys. Another really good asset for Eastern Michigan.
Tim Broe is an Olympic athlete that works hard on and off the track. He has run in the U.S. and in Europe and enjoys what he does. He is very dedicated to the sport and trains year-round. Although the sport has lots of publicity, the money sometimes doesn't add up, but Tim still manages to survive off endorsement and sponsorships.
Right before the Olympic trials, I had signed, got an agent. Somebody told me, you better get an agent because they do these big meets in Europe and they can find sponsorships. So I got an agent and ended up signing up with Adidas.
Ahmad, what do you think of the performance of Tim Broe in the Olympics?
I think he did an excellent job with competing with the best in the world, and going to the finals wasn't easy work to do, and being in the final or being the only non-African in the final was very, very talented for him.
Absolutely. What are some of the advantages you think Tim Broe will he get after he participated in the Olympics?
Well, being in one of the major events and sport in the world, which is the Olympics, is very big plus to any athlete. So he will get a recognition that he could market himself from that, and then you could move forward and participate in next events and finding sponsors and doing any sport job in the future.
So do you see Tim Broe in the next Olympics?
I definitely see Tim Broe in the next Olympic. With the experience he have, he will probably do a better job and compete better and represent the U.S.
Mrs. Dodge had much to say about Dr. Dodge. What was the most intriguing part about her interview?
I was astounded to hear of the phenomenal life Dr. Dodge had led. Dr. Dodge was not only a world traveler, but he was also a true educator, a writer, and a true scholar of his time. To hear of all of his amazing accomplishments was a true inspiration to me.
One of our favorite moments was when we went to Davos, Switzerland, and we had a wonderful time, and it was a special time to be with students as well as to learn about other areas of the world.
Of those many accomplishments Dr. Dodge made throughout his time here at Eastern, what do you think is the one that stood out amongst the rest?
One of the most amazing accomplishments of Dr. Dodge's career was the fact that Mrs. Dodge talked how he handled his students on a daily basis. She talked to the long hours he spent writing and reading in his office above the hours in the classroom. He was a true educator of his time and very inspirational to his students. A second outstanding feature of Dr. Dodge's accomplishments is the co-founding of the Sports Research Institute website. This is a great informational website, and it's something everyone should enjoy.
How would you describe the essence and impact Dr. Dodge has left here in Eastern Michigan?
Dr. Dodge was a true inspiration to all students here at EMU. Everyone who mentions the name Dr. Robert Dodge has the most wonderful comments to say about him and what a great man he was. I believe Dr. Dodge's memory will live on in the hearts of his students and all the people he influenced throughout his wonderful life. Thank you.